So, sorry for the shaking. I decided to do a live video today. I have not done one before, so this is kind of new. You'll notice I'm shaking. I'm gonna go grab my holder for my phone because it's dying. Sorry about the shaking. It's gonna make you so sick, I'm sure. But my holder will charge my phone as well as keep it steady. So today, like, this is me. Some of you might not know my story, and so I'm going to talk about it for a few minutes. So I wanted to come on, and I noticed there's no one on right now, but this will post later. I wanted to come on. I wanted to just talk to you guys a little bit about my health. And I'm going to move you up here so that it's a little at my level here. Trying to adjust this thing. It just won't quite adjust the way that I wanted to. There we go. Anyway, so I have had epilepsy since I was 4 years old. Some of you know that because I have shown it to you on my videos. Now, I have had epilepsy since then, but I have had years and years in between episodes. So like when I was 4, I was diagnosed with it. And then by the time I was 6 or 7, somewhere in there, they had taken me off my meds because I was not having any seizures. But then I went for a longer period of time without having it, hit puberty, and then I started having more seizures. Now, I was, hold on, I hear my son. Silas, what is it? Okay, he accidentally pressed a button. So we're going down to go see what button he pressed. My battery is getting low. But, yes, I'm gonna try not to make you sick. Oh, what'd you do? Here, let me see.
I accidentally pressed one button.
Okay. Just don't press any more.
Okay.
Okay? He is not feeling the best. We think he might have some problems with his eyes. He's not been seeing all that well. Seems like he's having to get close to read things and all that kind of stuff. So, anyways, first let's start off, I guess, with hello, welcome to Martinmade. My name's Stephanie, and we're talking about epilepsy, but also talking about what's been going on. I have had, like I said, epilepsy since I was 4, and I had a really big problem with the epilepsy that showed up after my daughter was born, which was over 2.5 years ago. Now, it turned into basically my life was almost gone. At the beginning, my husband didn't even know if I was gonna make it through. My brain was not functioning right, and I was not there. He just wondered after 3-4 days if he was ever gonna have his wife ever again. And so that was right after I had had a C-section with my daughter, and she was actually born in June, and I don't really remember a whole lot. She was born at the middle to end of June, the 22nd, and honestly, I don't really remember all that much until about August. I remember my mom being here a lot, but then I was in and out of the hospital a lot with seizures, multiple upon multiple seizures. And that first whole year, I rarely got to see my daughter. I couldn't hold her for fear of having a seizure. So I nursed her, and then the moment I was done, I put her down. I had to put her down because everybody was concerned with all the seizures I had been having. So obviously I didn't want to fall onto her. So the times that I got to snuggle with her were usually about the times that I was nursing her, and that was it. So that was pretty much all we did. Was I would nurse her and put her down, or someone else would take her for about that first year. I was in and out of the hospital all the time. So that's kind of my background story. I had it when I was young, but then it went away. I got it back when I was in puberty. It kind of seemed to go away. I started meds actually in my 20s, and that was because I had two in a row. And so they went ahead and started me on meds. Then when I had my daughter, that was kind of moving right into where I was and am today. And so basically I don't have very many things that I can do right now. I have had no license for 3 years and almost 3 months, and that has been very hard. Being a mother and trying to get your kid to school and trying to get places yourself and trying to do stuff like that. It's not very easy when your husband works shift work, and it's really, really hard on the family. And so I just struggled over the past 3 years, and it turned into depression and anxiety. As most of you know, I always put a Bible verse up on my videos, but that's for me. It's a verse that I have found to be of joy or comfort at that time. And so I always put a Bible verse up. So I am a Christian and I do believe in God. But I did have times throughout those years where I was just struggling. And there were times I would look to God and I would say, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I doing? What is going to happen? And I felt sometimes like I wasn't getting an answer. And it wasn't until COVID hit that I started realizing that, sure, I had missed my daughter's first year of life, but someone mentioned, just think of all those years yet to come and all those firsts that you are going to get to see from there on. And she's not even going to remember that you missed all of those firsts in her first year of life. And so that really encouraged me and got me looking toward the future with my daughter and my son, and being able to be a mom again and trying hard. It's hard when you have epilepsy. You can't even bathe your own children. My son Silas is 5. He can bathe himself. Sure, that's great. But I can't bathe him. If I were to fall in, I could get hurt. He could get hurt. My daughter, I have to take a wet washcloth and just wipe her down if I can't bathe her on, like, say, a Saturday night and we have church the next day. So that's kind of where I'm at. And so I have been going through motherhood and epilepsy for 3 years now. And 3 years as in, I've had motherhood for almost 6 years. But as far as epilepsy taking me away from everything I can do, it's been about 3 years. And so I've really struggled with that. And I've really not done well with it. I have some that come and they encourage me and they just keep saying, you know what, it's going to get better, it's going to get better. And then something else seems to happen and I'm going to cry. I feel like it's just one thing after another. And COVID hit and I finally was like, everybody was saying, I'm stuck inside. I can't go do anything. There's nowhere to go, all this stuff. And I sat back and I'm like, That's how I feel every single day. Guys, like, this is exactly what my life is like 24/7. And so my husband gets home, and when he gets home, I can go out and do things, but when he's not home, I can't. So I struggled with that, and I really, really did struggle. But you know what? Throughout all of this, the Lord has given me verses, many of them from Psalms, but one verse recently that the Lord has given me was a verse when Abraham sent his servant to go hunt for a wife for Isaac. And he was very specific in his instructions. And the servant was very specific in how he was going to find the wife for Isaac when he talked to the Lord. He told the Lord exactly what he wanted it, how it needed to happen. And it was like it needed to happen this way. And so it happened exactly that way. And he knew that that woman was supposed to be the wife for his master. But all that being said, the verse that came to me in the Bible was this: I, being in the way, the Lord led me. And when I thought about that, you know what? I began to think about how many times I was in the way, and it seemed hard, and it seemed rough, and I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what was going to happen. But staying in the way, the Lord had led me. And he led me from one thing to another, from one friend to another friend, and finding that friendship. And so even here on YouTube, I have found a dear friend, and she'll probably end up watching this later and actually end up commenting on it. But I have found such a sweet friend in her, and she has just lifted me up when I needed that. She's encouraged me. And so even here on YouTube, I've found that friendship. And so I've just been so encouraged by the things that I've noticed over the years the Lord has done. So here's what I'm on here to tell you. Things may be getting a little rough for you. COVID is so hard right now, and there's so many things, little things here, there, and everywhere. And we're starting to get to a point where I've noticed people are starting to turn against people who are starting to turn against people. And you know what? I am a very loving person, and I'm not boasting on myself. What I'm saying though is I care a lot about people. I will think of somebody else before I think of me. And I do that purposefully because I want to show them God's love. And I will think of somebody else and completely go out of my way to help make something happen that they want to happen, so that, and I'll be inconvenienced by it, but I do that to show them that I care for them. And so in the midst of all these things, especially with COVID going on, you can make a difference and you can make it better. And what I mean by that is you can start looking at somebody else, whether you agree with them or not. I'm not saying that you have to agree with them or anything. You don't have to agree with me. I'm fine with that. But the thing is, just lift each other up. Encourage them. They might be down. They might be having a hard time. I have had such a hard time. And then came along those couple people, and they just lifted me up. Whether we agreed about things or not, it didn't matter. They just came right by and they just lifted me up. They knew I was going through a hard time, and it was hard for me. And so they encouraged me. And with epilepsy and motherhood, that is what I have seen over the past years. It's been very hard. I can't drive right now. Actually, exciting news, I did just get my license back, but they had to put me all the way back to getting my written test. I just wrote my written test, so I'm just starting to drive again, but I have to take another test on the 11th, and I can go as quickly as I want to get back to my G, but the 11th is when I actually take my test to hopefully get my G2. Then I can go for my G on the, oh, I haven't even set a date for that. No, I'll go for my G after I take that test, and so I'll probably book that right away. So anyway, I just was meaning that this is something that came up and it was out of the blue, and I was like, wow, I kind of feel like life is becoming a little more what it used to be. And so I was pretty excited about that. But on the same hand, I don't need my license to be my child's mother. And I don't need my license to be a friend to somebody else. And I don't need my license to be a good person. And I just want to leave you with that. Encourage other people. It might be hard. It's a hard time right now. Guys, it's so hard. And everyone's struggling in some way. One way or another, somebody is struggling with something. And you might not know what it is, but encourage them. I beg of you to encourage them, no matter who it is, whether they agree with you or not, whether they love you or not, just encourage them. And you know, I'm sitting here, I'm doing a live, and my house is a total mess. Do you guys want to see it? Look, I'll show it to you guys. I'm doing this, but like, look at this. I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. I did make muffins this morning. They are banana chocolate swirl banana muffins and chocolate chip banana muffins. Actually, the chocolate banana swirl muffins actually turned into that because because they had chocolate chips in them, but everything else was hot in it, so it kind of melted all the chocolate and it swirled. So that's why it's chocolate banana swirl muffins. Anyway, so just a bunch of, like, look at this. This is my garbage disposal. I have to get rid of all that. I'm not a perfect person by any means. Guys, I mean, my floor has food on it. I have children. I have many, many things that I could be doing besides talking to you guys. But this is something that's very important to me. Be an encouragement to someone else. You know what? Some days my house will get like this because of one reason. I feel horrible and I'm not encouraged by any means. Like last night, my son, he's not been feeling well. He threw up all over his bed, all over his carpet, a big, huge puddle on the floor and on his chair. He didn't even know he threw up in here. He thought he threw up in the bathroom. His room's a total mess. His closet's open. And then the bathroom, not all that much better. See, my cleaning supplies are still out from last night. And so, honestly, guys, take a bit of time away from you and put it on somebody else. I'm hoping that this will be just a big encouragement to you. I know many of you might look at this and say, you have no idea what I'm going through. How can you know that it's going to be hard? Well, I do, because I'm going through something too. Everybody has something that they're going through, and you can be that better person and you can encourage somebody else. So thank you for joining me. I see somebody is on. Hi. Let's see here if there's a comment. Oops. I don't know. I've never done a live before, so it says, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community, whatever it says. Cancel. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, but I just want to come on and say, be that encouragement to other people. I have tried to be an encouragement to others, no matter what they think, no matter what they think of me. And if I help them, then that's wonderful. If I don't, then I pray that the next time I can be a better help to them than I was this time. So thank you for watching Martinmade. I hope that you enjoyed this live. It's a really weird thing because I've never done lives because I get very tangled up in my words. My tongue gets tangled and all jumbled up. So I have a really hard time getting the words out sometimes because of the epilepsy. You can kind of get like a brain fog. It reminds me of Joe versus the volcano, that brain fog. Anyway, sorry guys. Anyways, I can't think of anything but Joe versus the volcano. Anyway, my epilepsy, I get that brain fog and I can't speak as well sometimes. And so I haven't done lives because of that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to encourage you, and I hope that you will just share the love, if that's a good term. I don't know. Share the joy that you have with somebody else. And so I'll see you guys later. Bye.